You may be seated.
Is this my water?
It's not mine.
Okay.
Attorney Fisher, come forward, please. We have a proclamation for tonight. It's a City of Odessa proclamation. Whereas Rotary International is the world's first and one of the largest nonprofit service organizations. There are over 1.2 million Rotary Club members comprised of professionals and business leaders in over 35,000 clubs, 200 countries, and geographic areas. And the Rotary motto, service above self, inspires members to provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards, and promote goodwill and peace in the world. Rotary in 1985 was launched Polio Plus and spearheaded the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. And polio cases have dropped by 99.9% since 1988, and the world standards are on the threshold of eradicating disease. The efforts are providing much needed operational support, medical personnel, laboratory equipment, and educational materials for health workers and parents. To this day, Rotary has contributed more than 1.7 billion and countless volunteer hours for the protection of more than 2 billion children in 122 countries. Now therefore, I, David R. Turner, by the virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Odessa, do hereby proclaim October 24th, 2018, Rotary World Polio Eradication Day. Throughout the city of Odessa, I urge all citizens to join our local and international Rotary in the fight for polio-free world.
FYI, I'm not Cindy Fisher. Renee Brown, and the president of the Greater Rotary Club of Odessa. So on behalf of all of the Rotary clubs in Odessa, we appreciate Ector County officials here supporting us in eradicating polio and recognizing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll move to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, under other council actions, we'll move to bid award. Consider purchase of new emergency vehicle preemption equipment. Mr. Felton. And Chief Alvarez.
Good evening, Council. We are here tonight for a bid award for, this is year 2 of a 5-year program to upgrade the Odessa Fire Rescue Emergency Vehicle equipment. It's basically the equipment that when a fire truck's approaching a traffic signal, it recognizes that vehicle and turns a signal green for them. The new system uses a GPS cellular communication system, so it's smarter technology than the system we have out there now that we're replacing. This year's equipment and purchases is going to equip the remaining 15 fire vehicles and do another 25 traffic signals. And this is a $200,000 project, and this was also a supplemental budget request.
Okay, are there any questions from council?
Yes. Will all of the fire trucks and vehicles be covered with this now?
Yes, with this
And
year. Yes.
how many signals will we be missing?
So with this project this year, this will take us to 50 traffic signals, and we need, over the next 3 years, 25 a year will take us to 125 traffic signals.
That'll cover us.
I would think we would need all of those ASAP. for the safety of our,
And the way we're doing this is we have the current system still working. So we have basically two
Okay.
systems
All right.
working in this transition time.
good,
Yes.
that answers
Yes, yes.
my fear.
Okay.
Okay,
Any more questions? If not, I will entertain a motion.
so moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thanks, Chief Alvarez, Mr. Feldman. Under public hearing, we will open a public hearing to consider the approval of the request by Wiley and Fredna Brown Family Partnership. Mr. Brindley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The city mailed out 52 notices related to this request. We did not have any notices returned. We did not receive any written protests, and we did receive 2 written approvals related to this request. The property involved in the request is located in the vicinity southeast of Fodry Road and P-Bar Ranch Road. This property is currently designated future development. It is vacant. Land use in the general area does consist of single-family residential development-related uses and vacant land. The applicant and property owner in this case is the Wiley and Fredna Brown Family Partnership. And the purpose of the original zoning request of planned development single-family 1 would facilitate single-family residential development and related uses on this property. The minimum lot size would be 10,000 square feet, but if it's a typical lot that's in existence out there, it'll be between 15 and 20,000 square feet. So I would anticipate over the 128 acres, there would be about 200 lots total in the future come online here. The property is located in the northeast part of the city of Odessa. It's situated in the north part of the estates of Shiloh. The city's future land use map indicates that this area to be one of the prime areas for new residential growth in Odessa. The map does call for residential parkland and open space development in this area. The proposed zoning is compatible with the existing zonings in the area, and it would be an extension of the existing zoning south of this property. The Planning and Zoning Commission did give unanimous approval of this request with the following conditions. Building setbacks, building height, parking, and maximum lot coverage would meet the standards that's set for single-family 1 in the City of Odessa's current zoning ordinance. There would be a 7-foot fence allowed along the front property line. This height would be increased to 8 feet on the side property line and a maximum height of 10 feet behind the main structure on the side property line on the rear half of the property. Be happy to answer any questions related to this request.
Okay, are there any questions for Mr. Brindley?
Are those the same, restrictions that we have on what's on the north side of that?
No, sir, this is a totally different subdivision. It's the same restrictions as what's existing on the south side of this property.
Okay, would that not cause a problem or anything with any of our water supplies, having 2 different types of neighborhoods like that being?
No, sir, it would not be an issue.
Okay, are there any more questions for Mr. Brindley? Okay, at this time I will open up the floor for anyone who would like to come speak on this agenda item. If you would, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Brindley. Item 3, open a public hearing to consider the annexation to the City of Odessa of approximately 2.97 total acres of land adjacent to the city limit lines through the city's extraterritorial jurisdiction in Ector and Midland counties. Mr. Landers.
Mayor and Council, this is the second public hearing. There's no action slated for tonight, but under state law, when the city attempts to annex property like this, there's a requirement that you have several public hearings to give the public an opportunity to come and ask questions, make sure they understand, express their support or opposition to the matter. So this is the second public hearing for that purpose.
Okay. Is there anyone that would like to come forward to address this issue? If you would, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and there is no action needed on that agenda item.
That's correct.
Next, move to resolution. Believe you want us to pull this?
On item 4, that just needs to be no action taken. It'll be removed from the agenda.
Okay. Then we will move to item 5. Consider resolution authorizing a professional service agreements with Corollo Engineers. Mr. Kerr.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have for you a consideration of a resolution authorizing a performance services agreement with Corollo Engineers Incorporated for the water treatment plant Phase 3, improvements and advanced treatment addition, engineering design services and bid phase services, and appropriating $14,550,000 from the Pioneer Fund for the said contract. This project was initiated back in January of 2016 with the assessment of the existing water treatment plant for its long-term viability and conditions. We have completed that assessment. We moved forward with a pilot of the process of an RO facility that would greatly improve our water quality. Those have been completed, and we have come to you with work that would be associated with those. First off is the plant itself has to have improvements to keep it running. Our electrical system is in very, very bad shape. We have equipment such as flocculators and filter systems that are in need of rehabilitation. Our SCADA, or our instrumentation and control systems, are pretty much shot as well. Well, they are, and that's system-wide. That's not just the water system, that's the sewer system. And so that work is about $65 million in total work. The RO process we piloted, demonstrated to be a very successful process, will require microfiltration and reverse osmosis in order to achieve goals that we were wanting for a increased water quality, and that would be about 150 hardness is our primary criteria there. Total cost for that project would be and that's a 20 million gallon day facility. That's a very large facility for inside inland facilities, and that would improve our quality significantly. We would be able to compete with many people in terms of water quality. It will enhance the quality of life for our citizens. It will reduce their costs of living with regard to water heaters, dishwashers, all these types of things, as well as you don't necessarily have to buy as much bottled water, which also helps our landfills, because right now plastic bottles are generally ending up in landfills. Our wastewater system will see a great enhancement as well. This will remove a great deal of sulfates from our water, and so sulfates turn into hydrogen sulfide in our sewer systems, creates a great deal of corrosion to our our concrete in our system, as well as produces dangerous gases in the sewer system. So this will reduce that significantly. But great many improvement possibilities for improvement there. Total cost for that project is about $80 million. So the engineering proposal here would be to begin the engineering for both of those processes. That engineering would be $14,550,000, a not to exceed contract. The engineering would take approximately 25 months, and construction is expected to take 3 years upon that time. So for a total time of 5 years. We request your consideration on this matter.
And most of this is going to be funded by
Pioneer.
the Pioneer contract.
At this time, the engineering right now is completely funded with funds that we have achieved through the Pioneer contract. The overall project can be funded through the Pioneer funds, or there may be other options. One of the options that we do see some great potential in selling the waste stream that comes off an RO facility. There will be a waste stream that comes off of any reverse osmosis facility, and the petroleum industry finds a great deal of interest in that water. Just as we're selling our reuse water, which we call the Pioneer funds, for we're achieving $9 to $10 million a year on that water sale. Potentially we'll see some very good sales off this wastewater, and it potentially could help pay for a significant part of this project, if not possibly the construction itself.
Right. not taking anything away from our downtown project, this is probably one of the greatest things that the city's undertaking, because every single citizen that turns a tap on and gets water out benefits from this project. And of course, I know there's going to be a lot more coming at the end, but I urge the city council that's coming on, you guys stay focused on this deal, because this is something for everybody in Odessa can benefit from this deal, and it really costs the taxpayers, very little. I mean, it's going to be paid for through being able to reuse this water and sell it, for other things. So it's good job. You guys have done a good job on this, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kerr, for all that. You do a lot. You guys do a lot. But we appreciate it.
We appreciate all of your support, and I've been in the business 27 years in West Texas, and water has never been something that people have liked the taste of in West Texas. And this would be a crowning achievement for our area. I think would be something I would love to see.
Well,
Absolutely.
I want to personally thank you, Tom. When I first came on the council, my biggest worry was water. I went out and toured our water treatment plant. I went out, I've toured all of it, and my big worry and big question was, yes, council members before us had big thoughts. They planned adequately, but today what we have isn't adequate for the future. And you've gone out, you've done this study, and I know that we are going to have adequate water for our citizens in the future. So I just want to say thank you, because it was a big job.
Thank you.
Well done.
We will continue the diligence because of your support, if for no other reason. Appreciate that. Thank
Okay, any other questions? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion and we do it.
That's
Everybody
fair. I'm
not
gonna
at
give
once.
it to Ms. Graff.
Thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Kerr.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Grimaldo, do we have any appointments of boards or officers?
No, sir.
Okay. Number 8, citizen comments on non-agenda items. I do not have any cards, Ms. Grimaldo, do you?
No.
Okay.
Before we close,
We're going to actually go into executive
I
session.
know, but I noticed we have a lot of students here, and I'm just curious as to which schools you're from. And I guess, first of all, how many of you from OHS? From Permian?
Wow.
Okay, that kind of answers it. Any of you from OC or UTPB? So it's Permian. Well, let me ask one more thing. Is Hannah here?
Don't think so.
Okay, all right.
Did she get a prize or what? Does she?
Who's that?
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm waiting to visit with her.
We will move to personnel matters. Deliberate the employment, evaluation duties, discipline, and complaint, and dismissal of public officer or employees. We will be actually moving the municipal court judge and associate judge because Mr. Jones is out of town. So that way we can do those at the same time. But we do have city secretary, interim city attorney, and city manager. So I will entertain a motion to go in to executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And Mayor,
Yes.
if I can, just so the record reflect, that's pursuant to Texas Government Code
getting ready to read it.
551.074.
Okay, we are now in executive session at 6:20. Okay, it's 8:25. I will entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to give Norma Grimaldo, city secretary, Mike Marrero, city manager, a 3% raise, and $150 increase to city
A month.
secretaries a month for car allowance for city secretary.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.
Wow.